Tiger sharks, the silent wanderers of the ocean, carry tales of awe and dread in their wake. This account unravels 3 harrowing encounters that unfolded within 5 minutes, leaving a permanent scar on the annals of marine history. As we dive into the depths of these true stories, we confront the reality of nature's unpredictability and the fine line between admiration and danger. Join us in exploring the enigmatic world of these formidable sharks and discover the truth behind their notorious reputation. In the tranquil waters of Costa Rica's Bajo Alcione, a renowned diving spot known for its bustling marine life and the serenity of the Pacific, the Anderson family embarked on a journey they had been planning for months. In the summer of 2006, David Anderson, a seasoned diver, and his wife Maria and their 2 teenage children, Emily and John, set off from their small, picturesque coastal town to explore the wonders beneath the waves. The Andersons were a family of nature enthusiasts, having spent numerous vacations in various national parks and wildlife reserves, which they ensured were fictional to avoid any possible legal implications. They were excited about their dive in Bajo Alcione, a place they had chosen due to its reputation for clear waters and abundant sea life. Their goal was simple: to experience the underwater world together as a family and capture memories with their new underwater camera. The Andersons and their experienced guide, Miguel Sanchez, dove into the ocean as the sun casts a golden hue over the water. Miguel, a local with an expansive knowledge of the sea and its inhabitants, led them through the coral reefs teeming with colorful fish, pointing out different species and making the dive an educational experience for the family. However, the wonder was soon replaced by a creeping sense of unease. Miguel noticed an unusual movement in the water, a large shadow circling them at a distance. His years of experience told him that this was no ordinary fish. He signaled the family to stay close and led them back to the boat. As they swam, the shadow grew more prominent and more defined, a massive shark unlike any he had seen in these parts. Sensing the urgency in Miguel's movements, the Anderson family followed closely, their hearts racing. The shark, perhaps drawn by the commotion or the unfamiliar presence in its territory, started closing in on them rapidly. Realizing the gravity of the situation, David pushed his children ahead, urging them to swim faster. The family reached the boat with the shark merely meters away. They scrambled aboard, hearts pounding, as the guide helped them up individually. The shark circled the boat a few times, its dorsal fin slicing through the water before disappearing into the deep blue. They were safe, but the day's tranquility was lost, replaced by a heavy silence as they sat, processing the close encounter. Upon returning to land, the Andersons reported the sighting to the local authorities, who took it seriously, given the rarity of such aggressive shark behavior in the area. The news spread quickly, stirring concern and fascination among locals and tourists alike. As days passed, the Anderson family's encounter became a cautionary tale, reminding everyone of the respect and caution needed when sharing the ocean with its natural inhabitants. Still processing the encounter, the family dedicated their time to raising awareness about marine conservation and the importance of understanding and respecting wildlife. Meanwhile, in Bajo Alcione, the shark was spotted occasionally, always from a safe distance, reminding divers and fishermen of the delicate balance between humans and nature. The story of the Andersons' dive lived on, a mix of adventure and a solemn reminder of the unpredictability of the wild. They continued to advocate for marine conservation, inspired by the beauty they had witnessed and the fear they had overcome. The day following the Anderson family's harrowing escape, the small coastal town of Bajo Alcione buzzed with discussions and cautionary advice about the massive shark lurking in the nearby waters. Despite the heightened awareness, life in the picturesque town, reliant on the ocean for livelihood and leisure, continued with a wary normality. Locals and tourists, while cautious, still ventured into the water, and divers, attracted by the stories of the large shark, came hoping to catch a glimpse from a safe distance. On this fateful day, a group of 3 adventurous divers, unaware of the full extent of the previous day's events, set out to explore the reefs of Bajo Alcione. They were experienced and confident, equipped with the best gear, and had a curiosity about the marine life that outweighed their sense of danger. The trio of seasoned marine biologist Laura Diaz, wildlife photographer Tom Bennett, and local diving enthusiast Carlos Rivera entered the water excitedly, discussing the diverse species they hoped to encounter. As they descended into the vibrant underwater world, their attention was caught by the myriad of colors and shapes of the reef. Laura pointed out an unusual coral formation to Tom, who was busy capturing everything on his camera. A bit further ahead, Carlos signaled to them a rare fish he had spotted. Engrossed in the beauty and thrill of the dive, the group slowly drifted further from their designated safe zone. Unbeknownst to them, the shadow of the giant shark was once again patrolling the area. Its silent, powerful form moved with an eerie grace, starkly contrasting the lively and colorful reef. The shark, possibly agitated by the recent surge of activity and encroachment into its territory, began to close in on the unsuspecting group. In a sudden, horrifying sequence of events, the shark attacked. The tranquil underwater world turned into a scene of chaos and panic. Laura, Tom, and Carlos scrambled to escape, but the shark was relentless. In just 5 minutes, the shark had inflicted severe wounds on all 3 divers, each suffering critical injuries. The local emergency response team, already on high alert due to the recent shark sighting, responded quickly. The divers were rushed to the nearest medical facility, but despite the best efforts of the medical staff, the injuries were too severe. Laura, Tom, and Carlos succumbed to their wounds, their death sending ripples of grief and fear throughout Bajo Alcione. Once vibrant and bustling with life, the community was sad, the tragic incident a stark reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the waves. In response to the tragedy, the local authorities declared the waters of Bajo Alcione off-limits for recreational diving until further notice. A team of marine biologists and shark behavior experts was called to study the area and the aggressive shark, hoping to understand the cause of its unusual behavior and prevent future incidents. As the news spread, the story of the tragic dive and the devastating outcome reached far beyond the small coastal town, igniting debates about the balance between human activity and wildlife conservation. The incident catalyzed change, prompting stricter safety regulations and a renewed commitment to protecting people and the marine environment. The Anderson family, deeply affected by the tragedy and remembering their close call, dedicated themselves to advocating for ocean safety and shark awareness. They shared their story widely, emphasizing the importance of respecting nature's boundaries and the need for ongoing research and education about the mysterious and often misunderstood creatures of the deep. The waters remained still in Bajo Alcione, the once popular diving spot, now a quiet memorial to the lives lost. The shark, the unwitting center of the tragedy, continued to roam the ocean, its story intertwined with the town's history, a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between humans and the vast, untamed ocean. 4 friends from Dubai, known for their adventurous spirits and love for extreme sports, embarked on a journey to Osprey Reef, a remote and exquisite location off the coast of Australia. The group comprised Ali Al-Hashemi, a skilled pilot, Sarah Al-Nahyan, a marine biologist, Omar Al-Falasi, an entrepreneur with a passion for diving, and Fatima Al-Maktoum, a photographer capturing the world's beauty through her lens. Their bond was forged through years of shared adventures, and this trip to one of the world's most renowned diving spots was a dream they all shared. Osprey Reef, known for its crystal-clear waters and vibrant marine life, is a diver's paradise. Its isolated location and the abundance of sharks, particularly the elusive and majestic tiger shark, made it an irresistible destination for the group. Upon arriving at the reef, they were greeted by their guide, Jack Thompson, an experienced local diver with an extensive understanding of the reef's intricacies and its inhabitants. Jack was well aware of the group's experience and enthusiasm, but reminded them of the respect and caution needed when sharing the ocean with its natural inhabitants, particularly the sharks. The first dive was everything they hoped for and more. Ali, Sarah, Omar, and Fatima were mesmerized by the colorful coral gardens, the schools of fish darting around them, and the occasional sightings of reef sharks, which, while intimidating, kept their distance. Fatima's camera was in constant motion, capturing every moment, while Sarah provided insightful commentary on the marine species they encountered. Ali and Omar, meanwhile, reveled in the weightlessness and freedom that diving offered, pushing their limits while always keeping safety in mind. As they surfaced, their faces were alight with the joy and thrill of the dive. They shared stories, compared photos, and laughed, their bond growing stronger with each shared experience. They spent the evening on the boat watching the sunset over the reef, their conversation filled with plans for the next day's dive and the anticipation of witnessing the reef's famed tiger sharks. They retired to their cabins, eager for the next day's adventures, unaware of their journey's turn. Morning arrived with a stunning sunrise, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. After a hearty breakfast and a briefing from Jack, they prepared for their dive. Today they aimed to explore a different part of the reef, known for its dramatic underwater cliffs and the increased likelihood of encountering the majestic but formidable tiger sharks. As they descended, the mood was one of excitement mixed with a hint of apprehension. The visibility was excellent, allowing them to see far into the distance. The reef's landscape was breathtaking, with sheer walls covered in soft corals and sponges, and the marine life even more vibrant and varied than the previous day. They swam along the reef's edge, marveling at the drop-off that disappeared into the depths. Jack led them confidently, his eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of the tiger sharks they hoped to encounter. The group followed their trust in him and each other unwaveringly. As they rounded a bend in the reef, they came upon a large sandy plateau, a known gathering spot for various shark species. The anticipation grew as they approached, their eyes searching the blue expanse for movement. Then a tiger shark's sleek, powerful form emerged out of the deep blue. It was larger and more awe-inspiring than any they had seen before. Its stripes were distinct, and its eyes, unblinking and focused, seemed to take in the group with a calm curiosity. The encounter with the tiger shark left the friends in awe. As they continued their exploration of Osprey Reef, their spirits were high, filled with stories they would tell for years to come. But as they ventured deeper, the mood shifted. The ocean, ever unpredictable, had more in store for them. They reached an area of the reef known for its sheer walls and deep crevices, where the sunlight barely touched. It was here, in the shadowy depths, that they noticed another figure lurking. Another tiger shark, significantly more prominent and aggressive-looking than the one they had seen earlier, was slowly circling the area. Jack, their guide, immediately sensed the danger. He signaled to the group to start ascending, to return to the safety of the surface. But the shark was faster and more aggressive than any they had encountered before. Within moments it was upon them, its primal instincts triggered by the presence of the divers. The shark attacked, its mighty jaws snapping. Ali was the first to be hit, the force of the attack pulling him away from the group. Sarah, Omar, and Fatima watched in horror as their friend disappeared into a cloud of bubbles and red. The shark then turned its attention to the rest of them, relentless in its pursuit. In a desperate attempt to save themselves, the group scattered, each trying to find a way to escape. But the shark was unyielding, its movements swift and calculated. One by one, it caught up to them, the ocean turning into a chaotic battleground. The peaceful reef, just moments ago alive with the vibrant dance of marine life, was now a scene of terror. The attack lasted only 5 minutes, but the damage was done. Ali, Sarah, Omar, and Fatima were severely injured, and their dreams and adventures were cut short in the most brutal way. Jack, who had evaded the shark, immediately signaled for help. The emergency response was swift, but despite their efforts, it was too late for the friends from Dubai. The injuries were too severe, the attack too vicious. After the fierce attack, the shark disappeared into the deep blue, leaving a devastating trail behind. The tragedy spread quickly, overshadowing Osprey Reef and the diving community worldwide. The four friends, known for their love of life and adventure, were mourned by all who knew them. Their story became a grim reminder of the ocean's untamed nature and the inherent risks of venturing into its depths. In the aftermath of the attack, calls for stricter safety measures and shark monitoring in the area grew. While understanding the risks associated with their passion, the diving community demanded better protection and awareness initiatives to prevent future tragedies. The incident at Osprey Reef became a pivotal moment, a turning point that led to significant changes in how people interacted with the ocean and its inhabitants. It was a harsh lesson in respect and humility, a reminder that humans are not the rulers of the natural world, but a part of it, vulnerable to its laws and inhabitants. As for Osprey Reef, the waters remained as ever, beautiful and serene, a stark contrast to the violence beneath its waves. The reef continued to thrive, a testament to the resilience of nature, even in the face of tragedy. The story of the four friends from Dubai and their fatal encounter with the tiger shark lived on a tale of adventure, friendship, and the unforgiving reality of nature. It served as a cautionary story, a reminder to respect the ocean and its creatures, to understand the risks, and always to remember that the beauty of the underwater world comes with its own set of dangers. In the warm turquoise waters of the Bahamas, Tiger Beach awaited the arrival of three passionate marine enthusiasts, each hailing from different parts of the globe, united by their love for the ocean and its apex predators, the sharks. The trio included James Carter, a British marine biologist, Lucia Fernandez, a Spanish documentary filmmaker, and Arav Desai, an Australian shark conservationist. They converged on this renowned spot, drawn by its reputation as one of the best places in the world to encounter tiger sharks in their natural habitat. Tiger Beach was not just another dive site. It was a world-famous destination known for its large population of tiger sharks and crystal-clear waters. It offered an unparalleled opportunity for research, filming, and close encounters with these magnificent creatures. The group's excitement was palpable as they discussed their plans, each bringing their expertise and passion to the venture. James aimed to study the shark's behavior and collect data for his latest research project. Lucia hoped to capture stunning footage of the sharks up close, and Arav was there to advocate for shark conservation and dispel myths about these often misunderstood creatures. Upon arrival, they were greeted by their experienced local guide, Andre, a Bahamian who had spent years navigating the waters around Tiger Beach. Andre's respect for the ocean and its inhabitants was evident, and his knowledge of shark behavior was invaluable. He briefed the group on safety protocols and respecting the shark's space, ensuring a safe and responsible interaction. The first dive was scheduled for early morning, allowing the group to enter the water at the most active time for the sharks. As the sun rose, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, the trio, accompanied by Andre, descended into the clear waters. The sandy bottom of Tiger Beach soon came into view, and with it the unmistakable shapes of tiger sharks, their stripes visible even from a distance. The experience was nothing short of awe-inspiring. The sharks moved with a graceful, almost lazy confidence, aware but indifferent to the divers in their midst. James meticulously noted every detail. His research was critical to understanding these predators better. Lucia's camera was in constant motion, capturing every moment, her lens focusing on the elegant ballet of the sharks. Arav, meanwhile, observed the interactions, his passion for these animals growing with every passing second. As they resurfaced, the group was ecstatic. The dive had been a success, offering each of them a unique perspective and deepening their appreciation for these creatures. They spent the rest of the day discussing their experiences, planning the next dive, and poring over the data and footage they had collected. Their conversation drifted from the day's encounters to broader discussions about conservation and the future of sharks. That night, as they drifted to sleep on the gently rocking boat, the ocean's vastness and the thrill of the day's dive filled their dreams. As dawn broke over the Bahamian horizon, the second day promised new insights and thrills. James, Lucia, and Arav, along with their guide Andre, prepared for another dive into the shark-populated waters of Tiger Beach. Descending into the serene blue, the group was immediately greeted by the familiar sight of sand and sea, with the reef's inhabitants starting their day. True to their reputation, the tiger sharks patrolled the boundaries of their underwater domain, their sleek forms cutting through the water with an elegant ease. The divers, now more accustomed to their presence, observed with a mix of respect and fascination. As they ventured further, an enormous tiger shark caught their attention. Unlike the others, it seemed more curious, approaching the group assertively. Andre signaled for everyone to remain calm and maintain their positions. The The shark circled them, its gaze seemingly appraising each diver. The tension was palpable, a stark reminder of the wildness of the creatures they were there to admire. Suddenly the calm broke. The shark, perhaps triggered by an unseen provocation or a misinterpreted movement, lunged at James, its jaws snapping close to his leg. In a reflexive move, James pushed away, but not before the shark's teeth grazed him, leaving a deep gash. The water around him turned a frightening shade of red. Chaos ensued. Andre immediately sprang into action, signaling the group to ascend. Lucia and Arav, though shaken, quickly followed, assisting the injured James between them. Having made its statement, the shark disappeared into the depths, leaving the divers to grapple with the sudden turn of events. Back on the boat, Andre administered first aid to James, his leg bleeding profusely from the wound. He needed more than just primary care. He needed urgent medical attention. The group quickly radioed for help, their previous day's euphoria replaced by pressing concern for their friend. The Coast Guard responded swiftly, their vessel cutting through the waves towards the anchored dive boat. James was transferred with care, his face etched with pain, but also an understanding of the risks he had always known came with his passion. As the boat sped towards the nearest hospital, Lucia and Arav sat by his side, their hands gripping his, a silent promise of support. In the hospital, James received the necessary treatment. His injury was severe but not life-threatening. The group remained by his side, their thoughts a mix of relief and reflection. The incident at Tiger Beach was a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of the wild and the fine line between observation and danger. As they returned home, the story of their encounter spread, becoming a cautionary tale within the diving community. Yet for James, Lucia, and Arav, the experience, though harrowing, only deepened their respect and commitment to understanding and protecting the ocean's creatures. They knew they would return to the water, but with a renewed sense of caution and an even greater appreciation for the untamed beauty of the deep. Their adventure at Tiger Beach was over, but the stories, lessons, and the unbreakable bond they formed would last a lifetime, a testament to the power and mystery of the ocean